Hey, hi YouTube, how are you? I hope you all guys are doing great. Uh, a very happy new year. So, after the new year, this is the first time I'm creating a video. And today we are going to see having clause. In the previous video, we have seen group by, and I have covered a lot of things in group by. So, if you haven't watched that video, then please, if you want to learn about group by, as group by is also an essential part of having clause, so you can go and watch that video. So now let's see um, about having clause. So having is basically used for you can say filter the group data. Okay. So when you hear this word filter, you might think that where also does the same thing, where command. But where actually does on the ungrouped data, and it applies for each and every row in each and every record. But having clause or having is used to filter the only the grouped data. In previous video, that's why I'm saying the previous video is really important, that we saw that we were grouping the data based on some constraints, and that grouped data can be filtered using a having clause. Okay, so there might be some questions around you or in an interview, or maybe it can be good for you to understand what is the difference between having and where clause. So first difference is between where and having. Where is used to filter individual rows before grouping. Okay, so it is used to filter individual rows before grouping. Cool. When the table is in raw form. Having, it's used to filters aggregated data after grouping. Okay, so this is the very basic difference. Let's see some more difference. Where actually where clause is applied, it is basically applied in individual rows, but this is applied in grouped rows. Okay, so when we apply a group by, we get some rows. So having is applied on that rows only. Okay, then it works on all columns and conditions. But this actually works only on aggregate functions and grouped columns. Okay, so that's why group by is really, really important. If you haven't watched or if you don't know about group by, please have a knowledge of it. So definitely it happens before group by, and this happens after group by. Okay, so this is the very basic difference between where and having, and lots of time in exams or in interview they ask. Okay, and sometimes it is very obvious that we have some doubts also. Okay, so now with the flow, let's see the syntax. Okay, so the syntax is very cool. Like I told you that the whole syntax of SQL is like English only. Okay, so let's see the syntax. The syntax will be select column 1. Maybe you can have some aggregate function that we have learned in group by. So till group by, everything will be common from the table name. Then we have group by, we have column 1. Then we apply some having clause with some condition. Okay, this is the simplest syntax. So whatever uh, having query you will write, this will be under this syntax only. Okay. Now let's try to understand with some examples. Okay, let's suppose someone ask you any information like they said find department um, with more than two employees. Okay, so they're asking we have to find department with more than two employees. Okay, now let's assume some dummy data and I will try to explain. Then we can move to the practical part. But because first you should know each and everything. So let's suppose we have some IDs here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have some name like X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, S. Any department like let's suppose this is of IT department, IT department, IT department, P, HR, HR, marketing department, marketing department. Okay. Now, in previous video, we have seen that when we group by departments, then this will be one group, this will be one group, and this will be one group. We have seen in the previous video only. So the number of rows is 2 here, the number of rows is 3 here, and the number of group or rows is 2 here. But what we want the department with more than 2 employees. So only this will be the part of the answer. Now how we can write the query? Again, it's very simple. Select until group by everything is common, that we have already studied in previous video, so it is going to be the easiest video, I think. Select department, so because we have to sort it or group it according to department. Let's suppose we want to show the count of employees, so we will use an aggregate function count, and maybe we can give some alias function name like employee count. Okay. Then select, we have selected, then from where we want it, let's suppose the table name is employee details. Okay, select from employee details, then we will write group by the column which is department. Now, now the grouping has been done. We want the count to be greater than 3. Okay, so having the count greater than 3. So count greater than 2, sorry, not 3, actually it's to be 2. Okay, so this count will be, this count will be, it should be more than 2. Either this last line you can also write like this, having instead of this part you can also write it like this, employee count more than 2. Okay, because you can also use the alias here. Okay, so here you can see how easily we have written a query where we have select from group by having all the thing in aggregate functions and all. So just remember that there is no thumb rule for where, having, and where to use what and everything. Just try to understand each and every concept and have a feel of it. Then automatically the query will come to your brain. Okay. Now, so this was one of the queries. So let me write it here. So first of all, let's see uh, what the details we have. Okay, select no database selected. Okay, sorry. So first of all, we will select a database. Select this database. I think yes. Then let's see how many tables we have. So we have this employee details. Okay. So simply drag it a bit so that everything will be visible. Now maybe we can see the data. So what we want it to, we want it in a such a manner that we want the department as well as the count of employees, and where the employee count is more than 3. So the question was find department uh, with more than two employees. Cool. So what was the command? So select department, and we also want the count, so that in each department how many employees are there. So let's give a alias function like department count as employee count from where we want it. So the table name is employee underscore details. Then we want to group by it, group by on the basis of department. Then we have to use some filtering having this. Let me show both of the way. Count greater than 2. Okay, let's see. So here what we are expecting that HR and finance and IT, all the three should be appearing because we have this three department which are having more than two employees. So let's run it. So here you can see HR, finance and IT has three employees. Okay. We can also use this actually, or let me just copy and paste it so that we can have a better track of all the queries. So if I can use it here, let's see, will it work? So now let me run it. So here you can see it is also working that either you can use aggregate function or the you can also use this alias function. Okay. So this is a very basic group by function. Now maybe I can give you some questions and you can try and for some time, and definitely I'm going to show this in this video only. Find active employees or maybe find active departments with more than two employees. Okay, so here if you see, let's see the data. So we have to just choose the rows which are active. So before moving to having or group by, or because definitely we have to group because we want also that departments with more than two employees, which was this command. But we also want active employees. So what do you think, like, should we use having, where, or something else? So now again I'm telling you there is no thumb rule for like when we have to use where and when we have to use having. Just you need some practice and just a bit brain. Okay. And I think you have a lot of brain. Okay. So here we have to find active departments. So can I say before any grouping I can remove this sixth column and eighth column because they are not active, so they can never be a part of answer. Now, if you say yes, now what I said that I can remove this row before applying grouping. So before group by, if I have to filter, I have already taught you that we will use where, and then we can group by department, and then we can do another filtering which will be of employees. Okay, so let me write the code, and again I will try to explain you in the whiteboard also because I think you might not understand it quickly. So select department. Then what we have to do, we have to also find the count, or maybe I can directly, I can just take this query. Let me add it here. What we have to do is just we have to apply a where command. Where is underscore active equals to true. Okay, cool. So let me run it. So here you can see that we got HR department. Okay, so we got HR department. So let's see whether the answer is correct or not. So here you can see HR department has all the three employees which are active. Finance department has also three employees, but one of them is inactive. IT department is also having three employees, but one of them is inactive. So there is only one department which is having all the employees as active, and or we can say there is only one department which is having more than two employees which are active. Okay, so if you have not understood, let me take you to the whiteboard and I will try to explain you about this. Okay, so the question was, let me write the question here also. Find active departments with more than two employees. Okay, sorry, I just had dinner. Okay, so it is department name, sorry, ID, name, department, and also a flag for is active or not. Okay, so now let's add some random data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be enough. Name XYZPQR. Department is HR, IT, IT, IT is active is true, 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 false, true, true. Okay. Now it is saying that we have to find active departments with more than two employees. So first of all, we can directly erase this row because this can be never be a part. So which can be removed by where clause. Okay. Then we can do simple group by. So this will be one group with having three members. This will be one group because we are doing grouping by department. So this will be also one group which will be having employees as two. Now we can do the basic having filtering, means filtering after the group by. So after the group by, which is having more than two employees? This is having more than two employees. So that's why this is correct. So what will be the command which I already wrote, but I'm writing it here. Select department. Then we will do count. Maybe we can name it as employee count from, let's suppose table name is employee details. Now we have to first we have to already filter out this. So only take where the is active is true. Only take those rows. Okay. Don't include with where the is active is false. Then after that just group by using department. Then we have to use having employee count as 2. Cool. I think now it's clear. Okay. So let's practice some more question. Okay. I will paste it at the end. Don't worry. Uh, what question we can do now? Let's suppose there is a question. Find department with more than two employees and a total salary exceeding maybe what we can say 333 exceeding maybe 5,000 or let's suppose 6,000. Make it 8,000. Okay. So find department with more than two employees and a total salary exceeding 8,000. So first of all, let's see the question. Can we filter out something beforehand before group by? I don't think so because we have to find the department with more than two employees and let's suppose we got a list of employees in that particular group. Then we can find the sum of their salaries and we have to check whether it is exceeding with 8,000 or not. So it's not like we can do something pre-filtering. So we have to do post-filtering after the group by. So where will be not used. Cool. But both the conditions are after the grouping. So it will be in the having. Okay. It's clear. Okay. So no, I think that's we are good to write the query. Select Department, because this is the basic thing which we have to like, what I can say, we have to show. So let's suppose we want to show the number of employees as employee count, and maybe if you want, we can also show the sum of salary. So sum of only the salary column. That's why I'm not adding asterisk. Sum of salary column as maybe employee or employee total salary from where we want it. So from where we want it from employee details, where we will not apply because we are not able to do any pre-filtering. But yeah, group by will be there. We are grouping with department having. Now there are two conditions. First one is employee underscore count should be more than two, and one more is there that employee total salary should be exceeding 8,000. Cool. Now let's see what is the answer. There is no department with more than two employees and salary is exceeding 8,000. What the heck? Okay, I think this operator is wrong, isn't it? So it should be and. Uh, okay. Okay, no. Sorry, my mistake. Okay. So here, department is HR, finance, IT, employee count is 333, and the employee salary is, if you total them, is this. So maybe we can do some tweaks here. Like, let's suppose we make it as 12,000. Then I think we will just see two department, HR and IT, I guess, isn't it? So we can see HR and IT. So I think now you're getting how the things are working. Okay, because we wanted two filters, so we can use it using AND operator. Okay. There is a quick question. Okay, maybe someone can also ask you in an interview like this question. So if I see this command, okay, this is a command. I guess you know what this command was doing. It was finding active departments with more than two employees. Now, if I will do something like this, okay, if I do like this, so will it work? SQL is actually helping you with the syntax, but will it work? Okay, just think like you are in an interview and you have been just shown this code and in a pen and paper, and you have been asked whether it will work or not. So it's this MySQL workbench is assisting you, but definitely this will not work because there is error in SQL syntax. Okay, because SQL is basically follow SQL follows a syntax where the order is something like first there is select, then from, then where, then group by, then having, then order by. Okay, so let me write it here. Maybe it will be helpful for you. So the maybe I can. Okay, so the syntax order is like this. So first of all, it finds the select, then it look for from, then it look for where, then it look for group by, um, and then it look for having, and then for order by. Okay, so the syntax always should be in this order only. Okay, it should not be different than this. But definitely I think I have talked with you about this, that it doesn't work like this. Okay, logically it's not logically the code starts from here. First of all, it looks where the data is. Okay, so this is just the syntax. If you want any particular video on how actually SQL works and what is the order of syntax, what is the logical order where the code gets stored and all things. If you are interested, I can create a video. Okay, because this is more of the having clause, so I'm not going to disturb the whole mood. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's it. So we have covered a lot of things about having. It's a very basic video, and I think having is also not that very tough. So here we have seen that how we can use filters on the grouped columns. Here we have also seen how we can use alias here. Okay, this alias, how we can use it in having clause. Then we have also seen how we can use where and having both. And I have also tried to explain you what is the difference between where and having. Okay, how you can look into it. The way we thought for this question, the same thought process also should be yours. Then I have also shown how you can also combine, or you can have more than one condition in the having clause also. Okay, so that's it. I think what else? Is there anything else remaining? I don't think so. Okay, so here in the syntax we have correct covered select from where group by having. So next is order by. So in the next video we are going to see order by. So that's it for this video. I hope you like this video. Okay, let me just copy this thing so that it will be good for you for tracking. Okay, so this were all the three questions that we have solved for having. Okay, so let me add it here as adding as having group by sorry, having having clause. Okay, let me add this all things and let me make it a bolder. Okay, so that's it for this video. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.